that the correct use of the English articles is one of the most difficult points of English grammar? That's a quote from my grammar book. It might be difficult, but you can do it. In this session, we are going to look at the pronunciation of an, and the. You might have noticed that English speakers actually pronounce these words differently at times. Why is that? We might say a cup or a pen. We might say an elephant or an ant. Or we might say the internet or the mountains. So what is going on here? Are there rules to follow? Are there patterns that you need to know? How do native English speakers pronounce these words? Hi, I'm Simon from Gateway English Teaching. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, it's great to have you. Please click that subscribe button, hit the bell, and join us for all our great English lessons. So when is it a with the strong pronunciation, as in a book? And when is it a with the weak pronunciation, as in a table? Or when is it an with the strong pronunciation, as in an elephant? Or when is it in with the weak pronunciation, as in an ant? Or when is it the with the strong pronunciation, as in the eagle? And when would we say the with the weak pronunciation, as in the sky? So you'll probably be very happy to know that there is no definitive rule here. So you can't get it wrong. Woohoo! Native speakers interchange the strong and the weak pronunciation of the articles very frequently without any change of meaning. But there is a helpful rule of thumb, and I've also got some specific pronunciation tips for Hindi speakers on the. So make sure you keep watching to the very end. And that rule of thumb, do you know that idiom? Rule of thumb, the general rule or pattern for doing something. The rule of thumb for the strong and the weak pronunciation is this. Before a vowel sound, we use the strong pronunciation. Before a consonant sound, we use the weak pronunciation. So we say, the ice in the freezer melted when the electricity went out. Did you hear that? The ice and the electricity. Strong pronunciation before vowel sounds. Or an internet connection is essential for online classes. Did you hear that? The strong pronunciation, an internet, before the vowel sound, I. Or your mum says to you, I asked you to clean your room an hour ago. An hour ago. Hour starts with a consonant letter, H, but it starts with a vowel sound, the hour sound. An hour. And we don't have any examples of a before a vowel sound, because as you know, a or a only goes before consonant sounds, right? Here are some examples of the weak pronunciation. I don't have a clue who ate the last roti. Did you hear that? A weak a before clue and a weak the before roti, before the consonant sound. The boy rode his cycle all the way to the city. There were 3 consonant sounds preceded by 3 weakly pronounced the. And the university built a new science block for its chemistry students. The university. University starts with a vowel letter, but it begins with a consonant sound y. The university. And of course we don't have any examples of in before a consonant sound, because we don't use that word there. So that is the rule of thumb. Before a vowel sound, we use the strong pronunciation. Before a consonant sound, we use the weak pronunciation. But a rule of thumb is a general rule, and native speakers can very easily use only the weak pronunciation in all situations. So I could say, the ice in the freezer melted when the electricity went out in an electrical storm, a thunderstorm. All with weak pronunciation, so you can't get it wrong. However, there is one other time that the is pronounced in its strong form, the, when we want to emphasize that article in the sentence. Now, we don't normally want to emphasize the in the sentence and say the, so it's not very common. But here are 3 examples. You are shopping for a present, and you say to your friend, "I have just found the present for Akash." You know that this present is exactly what Akash wants. In the whole world, this is the right present for Akash, and so the is strong and emphasized in that sentence. Or in this conversation, you say to a friend, "I bumped into Virat Kohli in the grocery store yesterday." And your friend says, "Virat Kohli?" And you say, "Yes, the Virat Kohli." Now, there might be 3,000 people in India with the name Virat Kohli, but there is only one that all India knows, the cricket captain. And so we can say the Virat Kohli. Or this example, there have been so many kings, rajas, sultans and rulers in India over India's history. But there might be one that you think is the best, was the greatest, and you might call him the King of India. Out of all the kings, he is the most prominent in India's history. So in each of these situations, there were so many of these nouns, presents, Virat Kohlis, or kings. But in our mind, there was only one that mattered. In all the world, it was as if there was just one. But there are actually many. And so to eliminate the rest of them, we emphasize the king, the present, the Virat Kohli. And to finish off, let's look closely at the pronunciation of the TH of the. Now, English has 2 TH sounds, the th in thin and think, and the th in this and that. The or the in both the weak and the strong pronunciation uses the second of these sounds, th. There are 3 things that make both of these sounds difficult for Hindi speakers learning English. The first is that Hindi doesn't have either of these 2 sounds. The second is that the Hindi sounds t and th, when they're written in Roman script, are written as th. That complicates things. And third, both of these th sounds require your tongue to come outside of your mouth. But there is not a single sound in the whole Hindi sound bank that requires your tongue to come outside of your mouth. And so Hindi speakers can feel a bit embarrassed or a bit ajeeb about putting their tongue outside of their mouth. But if you don't get the right th sound in the, then you'll end up saying da or the, which is fine in India. But really, th and th are 2 English sounds that you do want to master. So let's have a look. Okay, so there are 3 steps to getting this sound right. Go to a mirror, stand in front of it, and I will give you a word list at the end of this video to practice pronouncing both of these sounds with. Here is step 1. First, put your tongue between your teeth and bite down very lightly, like this. You should be able to, in the mirror, see lots of tongue right around your teeth. That is the first step. Step 2. Without moving your tongue from between your teeth, blow air around the sides of your tongue out of your mouth, like this. And that is the first of English's TH sounds. The in thin, thanks, birthday, and maths. When you make this sound, you should be able to feel air coming out of your mouth. And if you are pronouncing this correctly, you will be able to pronounce this sound for as long as you have breath. Thin. Try that at home. And step 3 is where we make the th sound in the. Keeping your tongue between your teeth and blowing air around the sides of your tongue out the front of your mouth. Add some voice. You should feel it right on your throat. It vibrates. As in this, that. Breathe. Now add the vowel sound. The. There you have it. Thanks for joining us on this pronunciation tutorial. Please click like, be sure to subscribe. See you next time. Bye for now.